老公不让我去健身房，他说那不是什么好地方。
My husband firmly forbids me from going to the gym. His reason is very straightforward. He says that place is not a clean environment. A few muscular guys surrounding a young married woman in tight clothes. Something could happen. Don't you have any idea yourself? I explained that I wasn't trying to flirt with any trainer or anything like that. I just bought an annual membership online for 3,000 yuan, and I simply wanted to occasionally go for a jog or do some basic Pilates by myself. After hearing this, his attitude became a little less forceful. He said, "Running is okay, Pilates is also fine. If you really want to work out, I can just buy you a treadmill and a Pilates bed, put them all at home, you can train on your own, there's no need to go to that kind of place." I said that would be a waste of money. What if one day I get bored and don't want to work out anymore? Wouldn't that fitness equipment just sit there unused? Besides, it takes up space. He immediately responded, "Space isn't a problem. If you think the place is too small, I'll buy a bigger house. Everything else can be negotiated, but you absolutely can't go to the gym." And just like that, ever since I got married, I've never stepped into a gym again. My girlfriends, the ones I used to hang out with, now all have abs and are competing in bodybuilding contests. And look at me, the flesh on my arms is still soft and flabby, with no muscle definition at all. Plus, my husband doesn't just control where I can work out, he also dictates what time I must come home at night. His rule, before 10 p.m., I must be home. It doesn't matter whether I leave at 5:30 in the morning or 8:30 at night, it doesn't matter whether I'm sharing my real-time location or constantly answering his video calls, if I'm not home by 10, his calm face immediately changes. His eyes turn cold, and his tone becomes a different person entirely. It's 10 o'clock. "Are you home yet?" When the time hits, I act like I have a built-in biological clock, quickly packing up my things to leave, even if my friends and I are having a great time, chatting happily, or enjoying a nice dinner. I have to abruptly cut it off. Gradually, my friends and close girlfriends stopped inviting me. They said going out with me felt like conducting some kind of underground operation, zero freedom. They joked, "You're really no fun since getting married." Not only that, my husband also clearly said I'm not allowed to wear camisole tops when going out. But to be honest, I personally think those clothes look pretty nice. One time, it was already dark, and I was planning to take the dog out while wearing a camisole. I thought, hey, it's already nighttime, there's no one in the neighborhood, and it feels nice and cool. But just as I opened the living room door, he suddenly came out of the bedroom, stared right at me, eyes wide, and practically yelled, "You're going out in that? Are you insane?" I immediately lowered my head, feeling full of shame, and ran back to the bedroom to change into a t-shirt with sleeves before I dared to go out. So today, the only people who've seen my arms and collarbones, aside from my mom, my daughter, and my husband, are you all. I do honestly kind of enjoy my husband's management of me. To tell the truth, this is how I think about it. Once you're married, you definitely need to accept some restrictions. You can't live as freely as when you were single. If he controls me, it means he cares about me. It shows he has a possessive side, which means he truly loves me. So when a friend from the gym asked me yesterday to go work out together, I refused her right away. I told her my husband definitely wouldn't allow it. As soon as she heard that, she immediately said, "You've been completely PUA'd by your husband." She said that right now, I can't make any decisions for myself, and I live like a puppet. But I just smiled and didn't argue back. I genuinely believe that after a woman gets married, giving up a bit of personal space and freedom is actually a way to better maintain the marriage, by having a mindset of tolerance and understanding. I want to ask the other ladies, does your husband also forbid you from going to the gym?
尽量不要让你的老婆或者你的女朋友去健身房健身。
Try not to let your wife or girlfriend go to the gym to work out. If you really can't persuade her and she insists on going, then you'd better go with her. Why do I say this? Because more and more survey data and real-life cases are showing the gym is no longer just a place for physical exercise and health, it has become a high-risk zone for emotional cheating and ambiguous relationships. Just think about it. Facing those muscular, good-looking guys who frequently strike up conversations and show constant concern, how many women can truly remain unmoved? Especially those women who are attractive and have great figures. In such a hormone-charged environment, they are more likely to attract financially well-off, generous and considerate middle-aged men. I have quite a few male friends around me, and they don't really go to the gym to work out. They treat it like a hunting ground, looking for romantic partners, sugar mamas, or simply to flirt with rich women. Their physiques are indeed great, with charming muscle lines, but those were not built in the gym. They usually like playing football, basketball, or going for runs. Their bodies are naturally well maintained. Going to the gym is more about showing off, a deliberate kind of body language, meant for those restless or emotionally lonely women to see, or for those wealthy women longing for companionship. This kind of physical attraction actually plays a role in reducing time costs during communication. To put it bluntly, humans have biological instincts. When faced with strong visual stimuli, they naturally develop fondness. If the guy also has high emotional intelligence, speaks sweetly, knows how to talk, and dresses with taste, then achieving his goal becomes very easy. Because the first psychological barrier, a sense of distance, has already quietly dissolved in the exchange of glances. What's even more dangerous is, some women prefer hiring personal trainers for one-on-one sessions. That's when things are even more likely to happen. Many fitness moves require zero-distance physical contact, such as assisted stretching, weight coordination, etc. In this process, physical touch naturally becomes part of the training, and once this contact becomes habitual, it creates psychological dependency and a sense of trust. On this basis, if the personal trainer is also good at reading body language and setting the mood, women can easily fall for him. Because you've already skipped the hardest step in emotional escalation, physical contact. Once that boundary is crossed, the upgrade in the relationship is only a matter of time. So once again, fitness is fine, but don't let your woman stay alone in such a high-risk environment. If you truly care about her, try your best to accompany her, even if you're just sitting nearby watching. Compared to the pain of losing her, this bit of time and energy is really nothing.
为什么很多女生在健身房运动的时候都穿的比较少？比如说会露个背啊。
Why do so many girls wear so little when working out at the gym? For example, showing their back, wearing 3-inch shorts, or flaunting their slim waist. Actually, it's very simple. They're not doing it for workout convenience, but because they have something worth showing off. To put it bluntly, what long-legged girl doesn't love to wear short skirts or shorts to highlight her advantage? Who with a slim waist and pretty lines wouldn't want to show off her abs? Girls with a full bust naturally prefer low-cut tops for visual impact. Those with nice arms and shoulders will of course choose tank tops to show them off. And girls with delicate features and good looks are always happy to put on makeup to enhance their aura. This is the common trait of women who love beauty and enjoy showing themselves off. This really has little to do with the gym. Whether it's a party, shopping trip, or photo shoot, they dress like this all the same. It's not that they dress less because they're at the gym, it's that they use the gym as a convenient place to show off. So who are the people constantly saying, why are these women dressing so revealingly? Most of them fall into one of these categories. Girls with thick legs complain other skirts are too short, flat-chested girls say low-cut tops are inappropriate, those with belly fat criticize others for showing off their waists, and girls with average looks accuse others of wearing too much makeup. At the end of the day, it's not that you really care what others wear, it's that you can't wear it yourself. You don't have the kind of body that can be flaunted, so you use your so-called moral high ground to judge those women who dare to wear, are able to wear, and look good wearing revealing outfits. Let me just ask one very realistic question. Have you ever seen a girl with an amazing figure go out dressed like it's the dead of winter, wrapped up like a zongzi? Because I sure haven't.
我这人不是特好观察嘛，我就发现健身房啊有这么几种人。
I tend to be quite observant in daily life, especially in places like the gym. Over time, I've categorized a few particularly typical types of people. The first type is the really jacked bodybuilder. Those muscles clearly didn't come from just a few workouts. This kind of person usually loves wearing those ultra-tight stringer tank tops, with just one piece of fabric in the front, one in the back, and slits on the sides that are cut almost all the way down. When they walk, their muscles literally shake. In one hand, they always carry a giant water jug, almost as big as those from a water dispenser, and in the other, an oversized hanging-style gym bag. Once they enter the gym, they head straight to the weightlifting area. The sound of clanging and banging fills the air, making sure everyone knows the beast has arrived. The second type is super focused on cardio. As soon as they walk in, they make a beeline for the treadmill, earbuds in, either listening to music or watching shows. They start with a non-stop hour of running. But they don't stop there, they move on to the elliptical machine, and sometimes even finish with a round of spinning. They're completely immersed in their cardio rhythm. The third type is quite interesting. It's those young women who dress extremely professionally for their workout. On top, they wear tight-fitting sports bras. On the bottom, high-elasticity compression leggings. They've got on limited edition sneakers and even a cute little headband, looking every bit like a high-level player. But once inside, they barely touch any equipment. They just stand in front of the mirror taking selfies from all angles, posing, pouting, flipping their hair, snapping away endlessly. Once they're satisfied with their shots, they leave. The fourth type belongs to the experience seekers. Their outfits aren't particularly professional, maybe just a regular t-shirt and workout pants, but their activity route is super diverse. They'll start by dabbling in a few weight machines, do a few squats and pull-ups, then switch to the cardio area for some time on the elliptical. If there happens to be a group class going on, like aerobics or kickboxing, they'll jump in right away to try it out. They might not train very precisely, but their sense of participation is off the charts. I've basically observed these 4 types of regular gym-goers. Of course, this is just my personal summary, feel free to add more. There are probably plenty more interesting types out there waiting for us to discover.
真的啊，要想你日子过得好，就杜绝你老婆去健身房。
Brothers, listen to my advice. If you want a peaceful life and fewer troubles at home, just don't let your wife go to the gym. And there are a few places where women gather, but where men gather even more, and we really need to be extra cautious. For example, bars, nightclubs, and massage parlors. If you can avoid them, then do so. But the most easily overlooked, actually, is the gym. The first few places might look flashy, but they actually make people more alert and guarded. On the contrary, it's the gym that's the most hidden and dangerous place. Now, there are quite a few married women who have started paying attention to body management. They believe that having a good figure is an asset, so they start signing up for gym memberships, hiring personal trainers, and clocking in at the gym. You think she's just going there to work out? Wrong. Many times, once she hires a personal trainer, it's dozens of sessions at once, often costing tens of thousands of yuan. Who's training her? A professional coach, the kind of ripped muscle man with an explosive body. On the surface, it's a 1-hour session, but in reality, half an hour is spent practicing movements, and the other half is for chatting, massage, and stretching. The relationship becomes intimately natural. Just look at the clothes they wear to work out. Tight shapewear that's so form-fitting, it can barely hide anything. Think about it. A woman doing planks, squats, stretches, and leg presses right in front of you, each move more seductive than the last. Add in physical contact and the trainers teasing encouragement. How could there be no emotional stirrings? After class, some male trainers even diligently send WeChat messages asking, "What did you eat tonight? What have you been up to lately?" Brothers, do you get it? This isn't good service, it's ulterior motives. Especially those leftover women around 35 years old. They're willing to spend money, interested in fitness, and have flexible lifestyles. Then there's another group. Full-time housewives who are already married but stay at home. Their husbands are busy all day and barely set foot on the ground. So these women, bored and idle, naturally end up going to the gym more often. So, brothers, it's not about restricting your wife's freedom. It's about being vigilant.
There was a netizen who recently shared his personal experience. He discovered that his wife had become particularly fond of going to the gym lately, and each time she booked a personal training session, which made him feel a bit uneasy in his heart. So he decided to go and investigate for himself to see what was really going on. He said that as soon as he walked into that gym, the first thing that hit him was that familiar gym smell, a mixture of sweat and workout equipment. Honestly, not very pleasant. Then he noticed that his wife's personal trainer was actually a very good-looking young man. About 1.78 meters, tall, well-defined facial features, and very handsome. Not the kind of guy who just piles on muscles like a meathead, but one with sleek lines, a refined figure, and the vibe of an urban elite. Not to mention, he had a professional training certificate, spoke sweetly, had a cheerful personality, and was exceptionally courteous. When he saw the way his wife and the trainer were interacting and working out together, he instantly felt a pang of jealousy. But then he thought. His wife said it was for her health, and he couldn't get mad without a reason, so he just had to bottle it up inside. Actually, there are many men who have similar thoughts. We need to analyze the motivations behind women going to the gym. First, one major reason many women go to the gym is to show off their bodies. Whether the workout is effective or not comes second, what matters more is taking selfies in front of the mirror, especially when they can attract men's attention. Those gazes full of admiration and desire greatly satisfy their inner needs. Second, the gym is a natural social space. Especially those handsome male trainers with great physiques, they inherently attractive. For some women, this place is even more efficient than traditional matchmaking corners. But if it's just about showing off or small talk, that still isn't enough for a woman to willingly spend tens of thousands of yuan on dozens of private lessons. What truly keeps them coming back is the persona building behind the gym, a kind of branding centered on caring for women's physical and mental health and creating high-quality social circles. Modern fitness brands are very clever. They focus on creating an atmosphere of body-mind healing plus social connection. When you come here, it's not just about becoming more beautiful, it's about finding a sense of belonging in a high-end, gentle, and caring environment. The trainer is not just someone who guides your exercises, but also like a friend in life. Once a gym bundles these three elements together, female customer loyalty becomes extremely high. The return rate often exceeds 90%. In contrast, those female-only gyms that were originally meant to offer safe, focused workout environments often fail to survive long. Because they lack male attention and social functions, most of them quietly go out of business after a short while. So now do you understand why women love going to the gym? Do you also enjoy going to the gym? Feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you in the next video.